What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country, in Washington, D.C., and everything you need to know about on a daily basis. Money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, stimulus check update, everything you need to know about. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below. And thank you so much for hitting the like button for us as well. We're going to be talking about what is going to be potentially coming up this upcoming week, which is not that great. And we're going to be talking about lots of different things here, including a potential $350 check. And if you qualify, we'll be talking about that here as well. We got a lot of different things to talk about, so let's jump right in. So first up, new intel shows that Russia may attack this upcoming week before the Olympic ends. Here's some new breaking news.
Some new and urgent reporting just into CNN on the situation in Ukraine. Multiple sources now telling our correspondents the United States and its allies have new intelligence that indicates Russia may invade Ukraine before the end of the Winter Olympics. Let's get straight to CNN's Kylie Atwood of the State Department. Kylie, tell us more.
Yeah, U.S. officials and European officials are telling us that the United States and its allies have new intelligence that Russia could launch an attack on Ukraine before the end of the Olympics. The Olympics end February 20th, and previously the intelligence assessment suggested that that invasion wouldn't come until the Olympics were over. And this comes, John, as we have seen some urgency in the remarks coming out, particularly from U.S. officials. Secretary of State Tony Blinken said that a Russian invasion into Ukraine could happen at any time. We have heard that from U.S. officials over the last few weeks, but he added, to be clear, that that includes during the Olympics. So very explicit language from him there. And of course, President Biden is speaking today with his NATO and European allies. Later today, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan is expected to give an update at the White House. And we're also told that there is some of this intelligence that the administration is reviewing and thinking about declassifying to be made open to the public. John.
Kylie Atwood, appreciate the breaking news, and let's get straight to the White House and our chief correspondent, Caitlin Collins. Caitlin, obviously with this new intelligence, the president adds to the urgency of what was already a very urgent phone call to the president and the key NATO allies.
Yeah, and so this is a call that the president convened about an hour ago. It's a virtual call. There are several world leaders on here, about a dozen of them. Of course, all of our allies in Europe, NATO allies as well, on this call with President Biden, talking about what is happening right now. And of course, now that we're hearing about this new intelligence, it makes those warnings coming from Secretary Blinken overnight in Australia make a lot more sense, because previously the thinking had kind of been that maybe Russia would wait until the end of the Olympics, given they are being held in China, to make any kind of moves here. Though some officials, even when those warnings were happening and that kind of caution was happening, were saying we still aren't really sure, because Putin is unpredictable and we don't know for sure that he will wait until the Olympics are over. And now with this new intelligence, it shows that he could be readying to move before then. And so these will all be questions for Jake Sullivan, who is President Biden's national security advisor, that's going to be joining the press secretary, Jen Psaki, at the briefing here in just a few hours. And of course, the question is whether or not this threat level has changed, if now they believe an invasion is more likely than before, because we had been in this pattern, John, where the administration was using words like imminent to describe an invasion, saying that it could happen at any time. They backed off that a little bit when there was some pushback from Ukrainian officials who said the West was causing a panic by using terms like that. But now you are seeing these warnings ratchet up, not just from the United States, but also from Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who yesterday was saying that we are in the most dangerous moment, most dangerous phase of this crisis, really, with the Pentagon saying that they are continuing to add troops on Ukraine's border. And one other thing we should note is, with this reporting about the intelligence, you've really seen these governments be pretty forthcoming about what the intelligence is showing, whether it's about the Russians trying to create a pretext for an invasion or putting in a pro-Russian leader in Ukraine. You've seen Western governments be very forthcoming with this, and I do think that's telling of the level of concern that they have here.
The Biden White House has launched a different kind of attack, an information war. The administration has shared some previously classified intelligence with the public, from Russian troop numbers to Kremlin plots. Administration officials tell CNN the goal is to partly diffuse Russian lies that could actually trigger a war and to throw Putin off his game. I want to get Phil Mudd in here. He was an FBI senior intelligence advisor and CIA counterterrorism official. Phil, is it a good idea to let Russia know what intel the U.S. has?
I think it is, as long as you can ensure that you're not giving them an advantage. Look, the issue here is not whether you release intelligence. The issue here is whether you release intelligence that gives the adversary advantage. I've been watching this stuff come out, and I can't imagine that Putin is learning anything about it. I don't think it's just a message to Putin. I think the politics and diplomacy of this are really interesting. Let's make an assumption that Putin uses some sort of pretext to move into Ukraine. What the Americans are partly trying to do is to set the stage to go to the Europeans and say, look, there was not a provocation. We've told you time and time again that Putin is going to create a fabrication, and therefore we have to stand united over this fake invasion, and we can't step back. That's for Europeans who may not be too excited about confronting Putin. It's not just about saying what's happening today, Anna. It's about preparing the battlefield for the future to tell everybody, we got to stand together. He just lied to us.
And the U.S. has ordered the evacuation of the U.S. embassy in Kyiv and said that the Russian invasion could be happening any time this week at the earliest.
We continue to see signs of Russian escalation, including new forces arriving at the Ukrainian border. As we've said before, we are in the window when an invasion could begin at any time, should Vladimir Putin decide to order it. I will not comment on the details of our intelligence information, but I do want to be clear. It could begin during the Olympics, despite a lot of speculation that it would only happen after the Olympics.
And don't forget that we have had problems with Russia and cyber attacks and possibly the election before too. And the U.S. Cyber Defense Agency is warning right now that we could have possible Russian cyber attacks here yet again right now. The Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, the CISA, has issued a Shields Up alert for American organizations saying that the U.S. systems could face Russian cyber attacks amid warnings from the Biden administration officials that a Russian invasion of Ukraine could be imminent, and that the U.S. could also face cyber attacks from Russia, with U.S. officials warning on Friday that Russia could invade Ukraine any day now, and that the CISA's alert recommended that all organizations in the U.S., regardless of size, quote, adopt a heightened posture when it comes to cybersecurity and protect their most critical assets. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here. The Olympics are scheduled to end about a week from now on February 20th. Yeah, let me know your thoughts here in the comments. Do you think something's going to happen before then? After then? Do you think nothing's going to happen at all? Yeah. Yeah. By the way, happy Super Bowl day. Let me know who are you rooting for anybody in the Super Bowl? Are you watching it today? You know, I'm from Ohio, so we're rooting for Cincinnati. Yeah, so I know it's just so much going on here in our country. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki here on the Build Back Better stimulus package. Check this out.
Last question. Senator Manchin has talked about there's no more Build Back Better bill publicly. Has the White House or your team ever considered rebranding the bill, a name change? Is that something that you've considered and you think would be beneficial?
Sure. Look, I think our objective is working with Democrats, Republicans. If they decide they're for lowering the cost of prescription drugs, they're welcome to join us in this effort. But to determine how much of the president's Build Back Better agenda, whatever you call it, can be moved forward. And there is agreement on a number of big components, including with Senator Manchin, about the importance of lowering the cost of childcare, what burden that has on families across the country, about the importance of lowering the cost of health care, of making the tax system more fair, of allowing Medicare to negotiate the price of prescription drugs, something the president will be going to Virginia tomorrow to talk about. So these discussions are ongoing. A lot of them, as you heard the president say at the press conference 2 weeks ago, are happening between members on the Hill, right, to determine what they can have support for. And our staff and senior members of the team are engaged in those as well.
Yeah, so they're probably going to be renaming the Build Back Better package and rebranding it and rejuggling it, probably taking new things, putting it in there, getting rid of some old things. Senator Joe Manchin will probably also be rejuggling some things in there. The question is, what will remain in there? What will be new things put in there? And what will be in there going forward? There are also a lot of different stimulus type things going on right now and new things going on right now. Here's part of our daily research that my wife does a lot for us here as well, that she part of our daily show is here is my wife go do research for us, bring us up a bunch of stuff, and I'll kind of report a lot of stuff here, and that's how we kind of every day when you see my headlines here, it's like new $500 checks, and I always get some comments from people. It's like, oh, now today it's $500 checks, and I'm thinking, did you watch the video? Did you watch the video? Because if you actually watch the video, you'll see that, like, yeah, there are $500 checks being announced from, like, certain states, certain groups of people. And today we have $350 checks announced for certain states. So I always get comments from people that, like, I don't think they watched the video. Yeah, but we do have multiple different stimulus programs going on for all sorts of different groups of people. And here are some of them. We do this daily. We spend a lot of time in research. If you ever look at all of our articles, that's why I always show them to you right on the screen so you know that they're legit. And you see my sources right on the screen. We spend a lot of time on research, and that's why I show this to you, and I bring this up for you for articles and for information for you guys. I'm here to try to help out as many people as I can. So let me show you some of the stuff that we just brought up. Okay, first one from OrlandoSentinel.com. Millions of dollars in pandemic rental assistance remains available in Central Florida. And I see this a lot, and there is rental assistance available in areas all across the country. Millions of dollars here, just reported here by Orlando, but this is just a typical headline I see a lot. There is rental assistance, mortgage assistance, and utility assistance available all across the country. And this comes from the third stimulus check package. There is billions of dollars of rental assistance available, many billions. I don't even know how much is left still available. There's $9.9 billion of homeowners assistance that was just brought available from the third stimulus check package for homeowners. And there's billions of dollars of utility assistance available as well. You could see here just this little blip here from OrlandoSentinel.com says, more than $40 million of federal rent assistance is available across Central Florida local programs, available or able to help thousands of households facing economic loss amid the pandemic. Throughout the nearly 2-year pandemic, more than 12,000 households in the region have received payment from the locally run programs. But even as the tourism engine has been restarted, many remain in need. And remember, I have videos showing you how to find rent assistance programs, mortgage assistance programs, and utility assistance programs. Utility assistance programs can be anywhere from several $100s to over $1,000. Rent assistance programs can be anywhere from get your rent paid for 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or even 12 months or more. A lot of my viewers have told me that sometimes they get 3 months, and then their rent assistance programs tell them they can reapply. They could get another 3 months, and then they can reapply again, and they can get another 3 months. I have literally helped over thousands of people get this because most people don't know that this is available. And if you don't go watch the video, it's completely free. I don't charge anything. I literally don't charge anything to watch my channel, to subscribe to my channel, anything. I'm just here giving you guys the information. Costs nothing. Just hit the subscribe button, is free. Hit the like button, is free. Watch for free. Costs nothing. I have videos showing you how to do this down below in the description of this video. I'll also link you to it at the end of this video. I'm just here every day trying to help out as many people as I can and be a voice for our community, for you guys as well. But there's rent assistance, mortgage assistance, and utility assistance showing you how to apply for these programs down below in the description of this video. To open up the description of this video, you got to click the little down arrow next to the title of this video. We'll open up the description, and then there's links down below in the description of that video. I'll also put it in the the pinned comments down below, and I'll also put it at the end screens where I will point and put some extra videos. I'll link them to you here. But these programs are still available in most parts of the country, and I'll link you to that here. Next up. And just to be clear, this is not just for Central Florida. That's just the headline I came across. These programs are available all across the country. Rent assistance may be closed in some parts of the country, but mortgage assistance should be available in most all parts of the country because that's just starting to open up. Utility assistance should be available pretty much everywhere. But a lot of this stuff is going to be getting new money here for 2022 as well. I'll keep you up to date on all these different things. And there's also a lot of states that are launching new stimulus programs and stimulus checks and stimulus type of programs here in 2022. And if you've been watching my channel, you know this. This is where these a lot of these different $500 stimulus checks, $350, $1,100, $1,000. There's a lot of states that are giving money back to their residents here in 2022. And here's a new one right now. Check this out. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz's spending plan includes checks. Yeah, here it is right here on your screen. That's why I like to show you guys this. Here's him speaking at a factory. And here's the information. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz plans to push for $4.4 billion in tax cuts and pandemic worker awards in the upcoming session, including some that would go out as tax rebate checks to most households. Remember, the tax rebate checks is basically the same thing as a stimulus check. Remember, a stimulus check is actually a tax rebate check. It's the same thing. The proposal he laid out Thursday for directing a portion of Minnesota's mammoth surplus. Remember that, as I've been telling you guys, it seems like almost every single state in the country has a mammoth surplus of money. A lot of this is because they got each state got over $1 billion of stimulus money, and this has accounted for surplus money that almost every single state has. I'm not sure if any state doesn't have a surplus at this point. And that's why all these different states are starting to realize we need to give money back to our residents here in 2022, which is really good. Really good. Help out your residents. Help out your people, right? And we're starting to see, it's really awesome. We're starting to see more and more states give back. Each state has a different amount of money and a different amount of people. That's why the stimulus checks are different. Right? And I honestly think that a lot of states are going to be doing this again next year. And again, I'll keep you up to date here on all this, right? But the governor said he asked lawmakers to act quickly and get money out the door. But Republicans immediately pushed back on his plan as a gimmick as Walz geared up for a re-election push. Now, honestly, I don't buy this because if you've been watching my show here and I'm keeping you up to date here, honestly, all these states are doing this. All these states are doing this. And why is it always the Republicans that are pushing back on this? And you know, it always seems like they think it's a gimmick to get reelected. But if you've been looking at this, right, there's so many different states doing this that it's not a gimmick to get reelected, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, because there's literally dozens of states that are flush with cash right now because of the last stimulus package sent out billions, hundreds of billions of dollars to states. So they all have money. And I mean, there's 63% of Americans that are living paycheck to paycheck or behind on their bills. So let's give people money. They're hurting, they're starving, they're in need of money, right? The governor says COVID was incredibly hard and put financial and other hardships on families. We want to get checks out to people right away and put them in their hands. I would encourage the legislature to do so as quickly as possible. That's right. The rebate checks would be $175 for single tax filers and $350 for married filers, but eligibility would be subject to an income cap, which is good because, you know, rich people don't really need the checks, right? State officials estimated that 2.7 million households would qualify for a total of $700 million in one-time payments. So again, $175 for single tax filers and $350 for married filers for a total of $700 million in one-time payments. Yeah, pretty awesome. The governor also proposed $1 billion towards hero pay awards for frontline workers and other groups who were affected disproportionately by the pandemic. A pot of money one-fourth the size was set aside when lawmakers approved the state budget last summer, but a special panel deadlocked over who should qualify. So there could be additional checks, basically called hazard pay checks for frontline workers and other groups who were affected disproportionately by the pandemic. So there could be other stimulus checks, also kind of known as hazard pay checks, for frontline workers and other groups yet to be announced here. $1 billion. And this money has been set aside as well. Other aspects of the spending plan target relief towards small and family-owned businesses, immigrants, and communities of Black, Indigenous, and people of color. So there's other money in here as well. There's a lot of different stimulus type stuff in this bill. Yeah, so let me know your thoughts here. We have a lot of states announcing stimulus checks like this and tax cuts like this and all sorts of programs like this. I will keep you up to date here on my channel here, as well as everything going on here in our country. So if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button right now down below. It's completely free to do so. You literally just click the button and it makes the YouTube algorithm more likely to show our videos to you so you don't miss out on our new videos that come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember those times. Don't miss any new videos so you don't miss out on new information like this that I bring to you every single day. Better yet, after subscribing, click the subscribe button. If you haven't yet, if you've already subscribed, you don't need to click it again. And then click the bell icon next to the subscribe button. That'll give you reminders on your device when we go live with new videos. And here's some new, some of those other videos I said you could watch next. You can click this top video here to watch our newest video next. This bottom video over here is about how to apply for utility assistance. This top video over here is how to apply for rent assistance, get up to 12 months of your rent paid, and how to find the programs in your state. And this bottom video over here is how to apply for the homeowners assistance programs. All those videos will show you how to find the programs in your state and your area. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.